Hey guys, it's Wintwolf and welcome back to another speed build for today. Today we are building another modern farmhouse. I know I build a lot of modern farmhouses and I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing them, but I know that Simmers like modern farmhouses and I like making modern farmhouses. They're super easy to make. They're pretty simple. I like the neutrals. The neutrals are just an easy thing to do. So I do make a lot of modern farmhouses, mostly because I know you guys will like it. I know that I like making them, and yeah, they're just fun to make. I didn't used to make farmhouses a lot, but recently I have been, so they've just become my thing, as of recently at least. So I was just really intrigued by this photo because obviously it's modern farmhouse, but it's I think one step further modern than what I usually do. Um, it's completely black and white. Usually when I make modern farmhouses, they're white. Well, they're white with some black accent, like maybe the columns will be black or the windows will be black, but the main colors are white and then some sort of wood tone. This has no wood tone on the exterior and then it's just completely black and white, and I really like that idea. So that's why I wanted to try out this house as well. It also has a garage, and you guys know I love making garages in The Sims, and this time it's actually a garage on the inside and the outside. You know that sometimes I make garages that are just, they look like garages on the outside, but then the inside is just like the regular living space. You can see that in some of my older modern farmhouses. The garage is actually the living room, but this time it is a garage. It doesn't actually, like, it's not like a car. It's not useless space. I made it into a workspace, so it has like a woodworking table and laundry, and it has like a little art area corner. So it is functional and like useful, but it's not like not a garage. Like, it definitely looks like a garage. It's basically all pavement. What do you call it? Concrete in there. So it looks like a garage on the inside and on the outside. Obviously, realistically, you couldn't put your car there because there's no space, but I feel like that's also kind of realistic. For example, like, for a long time, me and my mom didn't use our garage because there was just so much stuff in it. Like, we had I used to play in there, so we had a bunch of kids' toys when I was a kid. We used to have kids' toys in there, like Play-Doh and paint and, all this kind of stuff that's dirty and you don't want to have in your house. And then it just had a bunch of storage in it, and now we've cleaned it out, and now my mom puts her car in it, but originally it was not used for that at all. And, like, our neighbors, for example, they actually have, like, a couch and, like, a TV and, like, a billiards thing in there. So not everyone uses the garage to put their car in. So that's why I was like, it's okay that, we don't actually use it to put a car in. Because we don't even have cars in The Sims. It would have been like useless space. Now that I've ranted about that for like a solid 3 minutes, let's move on to something else. This house has no limited packs. I know I've been doing some limited packs and then I kind of gave up on that pretty quickly. But I will do them. I just kind of want to do them on and off because I do like using my packs to build. I did pay for them for a reason. So I like getting my money's worth out of them and actually using them. So I will do limited pack builds, but I also, every once in a while, I wouldn't say every once in a while, I'll say majority I'll probably be doing builds that aren't limited pack, but when I try, I'll try. Anyways, yeah, I will say though that if you guys are downloading my builds, it's always good to have the expansion packs and the game packs because those are what I use most often. Um, and usually it's like, they're not really a majority. That's why I say if you guys have DLC content and quite a bit of DLC content, you should be fine. Like, I use pretty much the same packs almost every single time. I use Parenthood a lot. I use Seasons a lot. I use Eco Lifestyle so much. Eco Lifestyle a lot. I use Snowy Escape a lot. And then there's a couple of, like, game packs I go back to a lot. I use Island Living a lot, too, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I use Tiny Living very often, but in this house I did, and I was pretty excited about it because I don't make tiny houses very often. And don't get me wrong, this is by no means a tiny house. It's very clearly not a tiny house, but it is smaller than the usual houses I do. I feel like usually my lots are, 40 by 30, and they kind of my houses take up the entire space by width. And usually they just take up the entire lot, usually. So this time that was not the case. I believe it's on a 30 by 30, maybe. It's in the cats and dogs world in like the left top corner. There was a pre-built house here that I deleted and then put this one in instead. So I don't remember what lot it was, but it says the name on the top right corner, or top left corner. As you can see, Domus Familiaris, so that's where I built this house. I did that just because I wanted to put it somewhere in the cats and dogs world, because obviously farmhouses kind of lend themselves to the cats and dogs world, but they sort of have like older country farmhouses, or even like what's that, like Cape Cod, is that a type of house thing? It's not a type of house, it's a place, but I think they have a very specific aesthetic of house, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that also is very much inspired by, well, not it's inspired by cats and dogs, but cats and dogs is inspired by that type of vibe. So, but I just feel like modern farmhouses obviously work in this type of neighborhood. I also use that lamp from Tiny Living. Obviously, like when I'm making tiny houses, I don't use that lamp because it's kind of massive for a Tiny Living item. But because I got to use it, I was pretty happy about it. And it's a really cute lamp. I just don't use it very often. I don't use Tiny Living very often. It's not even just because it's for tiny houses. It's because I hate the wood tones in Tiny Living. They all kind of have this like orangey, this is pretty much the only wood tone they use, is kind of like this orangey or yellowy wood tone. They don't have any pales. They don't have any like the usual like base game wood tones in it. This is the only pack, I think, that limits its woods by so much. It's the only pack that has so little variation in its wood tones. Like, I know wood tones are an issue in the game always, but this pack really just has one wood tone and then black and white swatches. I don't like using black and white swatches. I like having wood. Wood is obviously better. If you have like black and white, it kind of just looks cheaper to me. So I don't use it very often. And it just kind of looks blank a lot of times, so that's why I don't use black and white furniture very often. Unless I'm making like a modern build, like a really modern build where I have like white furniture. But you can see I use a lot of wood always in almost all my builds, I think. So I hate Tiny Living and its wood swatches. I really hope that if they update that pack ever, they add more wood tones, because I think it's really ridiculous that we only have that one wood tone in the entire like pack for pretty much every single item. It's just so frustrating. So this is the master bedroom. As you can see, it's very stereotypically feminine, which is why I feel like this house lends itself for like a single mom, like a young single mom. Maybe she's still in college, she has a toddler, because it's just so pink, and it's almost seems like a teenager's room to me than an adult's room. So I felt like it lended itself to like a single mom household. Obviously the rest of the house doesn't emanate like single mom vibes, but I wasn't really trying to originally. But then I made this room and I was like, this so looks like something a single mom would have, like a young single mom. So yeah, I think this house looks pretty good for like a single mom household. I think it's a cute idea. I should make more houses like that. I know they're pretty popular. And they're usually like a lot more colorful and kind of have toys everywhere, maybe a little bit messy. But I just don't make those. I don't think I've ever really made a house in mind just for like a single mom like vibe. Mostly because I didn't really understand the vibe, but now I understand it, so I think I'll try that out a little bit more at some point. So yeah. Anyways, this is the master bedroom, and then there's the toddler's bedroom on the right side. The mom has a ensuite bathroom, of course, or the master bedroom has an ensuite bathroom, of course, and it has a walk-in closet, which I think is functional. I'm not certain, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. Like, Sims are pretty smart when it comes to getting around things like this, so it should work out pretty well. And even if it doesn't, there is literally a billion mirrors in this house. There's like 3 in the bedroom. There's one in every bathroom, and then there's also one in the living area. So I think you're pretty good on having something to dress your Sims with. Anyways, yeah, so actually, you know what? I think I'll rant about something. I have like 3 minutes left maybe to rant before we get into screenshots. I hate the fact that The Sims doesn't have stuff for toddlers in the base game. The amount of times I've done limited pack builds and I've wanted to do like a room with a toddler in it, and then I'm like, oh wait, we have absolutely nothing for toddlers in the base game. And I think that's just so ridiculous, because I understand DLC content You know, guys, I don't complain about The Sims very often. I didn't complain about Journey to Bit 2. I didn't complain about the kits. I didn't complain about My First Pet stuff. Mostly because I actually disagree with a lot of opinions about these packs. I don't actually disagree with the My First Pet stuff, that much. But I also, I think my thing when I was pointing out about that pack is that the aesthetic is very different from Cats and Dogs. So I understand why they didn't put that in the expansion pack. But at the same time, I feel like if you're going to charge for that pack, you should add more items in it or something. I don't know. That was a tricky one because it's like DLC content for DLC content. So obviously you need Cats and Dogs for it. And I really like the cute items that they've added, and I understand why they didn't put in Cats and Dogs, but I see also why people took it the wrong way and got frustrated with it. But personally, I didn't find it that offensive. Anyways, not to talk about that. Anyway, I was talking about something else. The reason why I'm really annoyed by the fact that we have nothing for toddlers is because toddlers is a base game feature. Children are a base game feature and toddlers are. Obviously, toddlers were added later on. If you guys are newer to Sims, when the Sims 4 base game first came out, we did not have toddlers. They added it in an update later on. I don't really know why they did that. It was stupid. I feel like if they're gonna unlock a game, especially the base game, like this is the very first pack ever and you don't have toddler. That's weird. Okay, that's just really weird. So that was annoying. I think they should have added that a long time ago. Like, it should have just been there at the moment the game was put for sale. It doesn't make any sense that it wasn't. But yeah. So the toddlers are added later on, but they are a base game feature, and it makes no sense that we have no good like base game stuff for toddlers. We don't have any toys that are toddler related. You need the toddler stuff pack to have toddler toys like the slide or the, dreaded ball pit that people make fun of. Those are things that you have to get in that DLC pack. And that DLC pack is really small, and we still don't have enough stuff for kids and toddlers. And we have, 4 packs, I think, designed for kids, and we still don't have enough. Like, we have, well, maybe 3, I guess. So we have the base game, obviously, which has kids stuff in it. Parenthood, which is made for kids, and, obviously the whole, like, family aspect. And then we also have the toddler stuff pack and the kids stuff pack. And we still do not have enough kids stuff and toddler stuff. We don't have enough of either. And I just find that really annoying because when I do limited pack builds and I have a toddler, I don't have anything to give to the toddler because I'm not using the toddler stuff pack because I'm limiting my packs. And I don't know if that many people would even have that pack. So it's like, I don't know whether I should use it or not, so then I don't use it very often because there's other packs I prioritize more than the toddler stuff pack, like Parenthood. I will always use that game pack over, the kids stuff pack or the toddler stuff pack. In fact, I'd favor the kids stuff pack over the toddler stuff pack because the kids stuff pack at least has more items in it. So anyways, that was my rant. Anyways, you've hit screenshots, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye so you can listen to music over the screenshots. So I hope you like this video. Give me some advice on what you guys want to see me build because I think I'm getting a little bit bored and building the same things over and over again. And yeah, if you like this video, as always, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. And if you really like me and be notified every single time I post a video, go ahead and hit that bell button. You guys are having a great day, and I will see you next time.